Hi everyone, welcome back. I am Kishara and this is Kishara Creates. If this is your first time with me, welcome. I am an artist and instructor, and every Tuesday I focus on positive affirmations and manifestation by painting a wonderful affirmation. And the affirmation that I chose for today is abundance. We can all use abundance in every area of our life. So we are going to draw that in positively by making a lovely abstract painting featuring the word abundance. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're just going to use the primary colors today. Sometimes I do use neon colors because I do like really bright, vivid colors, but today we're just going to use the primary colors. So of course, the primary colors are yellow, red, and blue. I like to incorporate green as well, just to use a base green, and of course, black and white also. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the background. Since this is an abstract piece, I just love the creative freedom and expression of just doing what feels good and not thinking about it too much. So the only thing that I came up with is that I know that I want to use orange and I know that I want to use blue. So we're going to make an orange background and we're going to get started. I like to use my large 2-inch flat brush. If you don't have a brush that's this large, then just use what you got. So I like to mix my background directly onto my canvas because I like to have color variation and gradation in my background. I don't like to just have a solid tone. So that is what we're going to do. So orange is just yellow and red. So I'm going to start with some yellow paint and I'm legitimately just going to throw it onto the canvas. And we're going to add some red right into this to make an orange. So as you can see, I'm just doing long strokes up and down with the yellow paint. That's all I'm doing. I'm not even making sure I cover up the whole thing because we're going to blend into this. But make sure you give love, some positivity to the sides and the top of the canvas as well. And I missed you guys. I feel like I haven't seen y'all in a while. Sorry I was not with you guys on Saturday. I wasn't feeling too good, but I'm back today. That's all that matters. All right, so now we're going to get started with the red. I'm not going to use as much red because I don't want a really dark orange. So I'm just going, I didn't even clean my brush off because we're just going to mix it right over top. So I'm just going to get some red paint. I'm just going to dip both sides of my brush into the red paint and literally throw some in the middle, just like we did with the yellow. Give some love to the sides and the top and the bottom of your canvas with the red paint as well. All right, I'm going to put this lovely paint palette down for a minute while I blend this out. So I'm just going to do strokes up and down. You could do your strokes left and right if you prefer to. The most important thing is that you're just consistent. You see at the bottom, because I'm in an easel, I kind of press into it and then I pull it up. There we go. You see how you can see all the different strokes of color? It's not all solid or the same shade in any particular area. I love that. That gives it contrast. It makes it unique, makes it different. All right. And it's important for me every Tuesday to focus on positivity and bringing in a positive affirmation. When you focus your energy on positive things, then you start to think about ways in which you can implement that or ways in which you already have that in your life. So by writing abundance and by using this wonderful affirmation for our beautiful painting, every time you see it, you'll be reminded of the things that you already have an abundance of in your life. The things that you're wishing for in regards to abundance. Ways in which that you can achieve abundance in whatever area you feel like you might be lacking it. That's why I love affirmations. whenever you hang it on your wall and you see that word, it just brings all types of wonderful, joyful things to your mind. All right, and look at there. 5 minutes and we have our lovely background. I do think I want to add a little bit more yellow to this, brighten it up just a little bit more. So not cleaning my brush off, just going back into the yellow. I'm just gonna add some here and there, and then I'm going to blend it out the same way we did. Same thing, nothing's changed. This is why I love using a large brush for the background. Look how fast that was, especially considering that we're going to cover up the majority of it with some more abstract details and with our beautiful abundance affirmation. So you don't want to spend way too much time on the background. You just want to make sure you have a nice base coat and that your canvas is nicely saturated. That way you don't have bits of the white canvas just showing through your background. So, like I said, I'm kind of just going with the flow, but I'm not even cleaning off my brush because we're still working on the background. But I'm going to get a little bit of black. And see, I just got a little teeny tiny bit of black on my brush, and I'm actually going to kind of wipe off some of that. And at the bottom, right here, just right at the edge of the canvas, I'm going to add some black paint. And then I'm going to pull it up. Ooh, I like that. And see, what I love about abstract art is you can just go with the flow. It's literally all about self-expression. Art should be about expressing yourself anyway. And don't forget your sides of your canvas also. Yeah, I like that. Good choice, Kishara. All right, and I think I'm gonna do a little bit of that up here too. So you see, I'm just adding a little bit. Don't forget the top and the sides of your canvas too, because you want your picture to look uniform, of course. So up here, I'm going to start with the top and the sides just to make sure that looks good. Let me step on this side for a minute. And I'm short, so I have to step on my tiptoes, but it's all good. All right, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to draw it down. If your easel's like mine, make sure you get really close up here. And just going to blend it out. Ooh, I like that. All right, and like I said, I'm not going to be extremely fussy about the background because we're going to paint over top of this. We are going to use our lovely word of affirmation and some more beautiful decorative detail, so we're going to leave that alone. All right, so like I said, I knew for sure that I wanted to do an orange and blue. Blue just complements orange really well, so. All right, so I'm just going to get some blue paint, and I'm going to lighten it up by getting some white paint. The more white you use, of course, the lighter or more pastel your color is going to be. Keep in mind with paint that it does dry darker than when you mix the color. So keep that in mind. All right, and whenever you use white paint, in particular white and yellow, I find, it's usually pretty thick. So you want to add a little bit of water to it to get it to a nice ink-like consistency. And as you can see, I'm just going to grab some water and kind of twirl my paintbrush around into the paint. This is going to smooth out the paint and make sure that my brush is completely saturated with the paint color, but also that my brush is loaded smoothly with the paint. That way, when I paint, it's not all lumpy. So, let me contemplate. So, I think I'm just going to start with a U. And see, I'm not being too picky. I'm going to mirror that down here also. All right. And I'm going to do a little teardrop coming off the side of each one of these. And see, I'm not being overly picky, trying to make sure it's all the same size or perfect. We're just throwing the paint on there, going with it. All right. There we go. All right. So let me clean the brush off just a tad bit. And I'm going to go over that blue again. It almost looks like two blue cactuses, but it is going to change and evolve. So let's go over the blue. And because the background is wet, some of that orange and black is going to peek through the blue, but that is fine because most likely we're going to do another layer over top of that. And painting takes layers. Sometimes you have to do more than one layer, and that is perfectly fine and normal. You can't rush the process. Painting is one lovely way to learn patience because it's going to take as long as it takes to get the result that you want to get. But when it comes to this channel, since all of my painting tutorials are all beginner friendly, usually I try to keep them around an hour and a half, unless I'm doing something that's more complex. But with these affirmation paintings, I don't want them to be overly difficult or anything like that. So now I'm going to make a darker blue. So, of course, you need blue to make a darker blue. I'm still going to add just a little bit of white to it, but I'm going to add some red to it. Just a little bit. So if you add too much red to the blue, you're going to get purple. And we don't want purple. We just want a darker blue. So see, there we go. Ooh, I like that. And I'm going to thin it out some. All right, and I'm going to outline the inside of each one of these little teardrop or U-shapes, or however you want to describe them, with this darker blue. For this one, I'm going to do at the bottom down there too. So we're just outlining the inside with this darker blue tone. All right, same thing up here. And remember, painting takes layers. So yeah, we're gonna do another coat of this as well. So same thing, just outlining the inside of these lines, of these little U teardrop shapes, or however you want to call them, with this lovely rich blue tone. So that's what we're doing. Piece of cake, piece of pie, nothing complicated. But look how fancy it looks already. And we did just the background and some little U shapes. It's already coming to form. All right, perfect. And what I'm going to do with this same brush, I'm not cleaning it off or anything, but I'm going to pull some of that blue towards the center on each side of these little U shapes that we made. And if they kind of touch in the middle, that's fine. So just pull some of that shade towards the middle. See how I'm doing that? I'm just pulling some of that blue paint towards the middle. If you cover up a good amount of the orange, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. All right, so the same thing here. Pull that blue going towards the middle of each one of these little sections. Oops, you know what? I didn't add that blue line right there, but I can do it now. All right, there we go. Same thing, pull that blue paint out towards the center. There we go. Same thing here. Just pulling the paint out. Lovely. All right, all right. So, the one thing I love about acrylic paint is that it does not take a really long time for it to dry. Typically, you can just let it dry in about 5 to 10 minutes or whatever, and then go back over top of it if you feel like your layers aren't coming out as saturated with whatever color tone that you want to, or if you feel like it's picking up too much of the shade of the background. But I could be a little bit impatient. So you guys don't have to wait and just hear me rambling on and on. I'm gonna use my lovely handy dandy handheld dryer, and should take me about 30 seconds or so, but I'm gonna dry it off just a little bit so we can just keep it moving. So here we go. So bear with me. I apologize. It's gonna be a little bit loud, but it'll be worth it. So don't leave. Trust me. You don't want to miss the end result. Everyone that watches this is gonna be blessed with abundance. We're bringing in positive affirmation, so stay. All right, here we go. See, that wasn't too bad. That's it. That's dry enough. No, it's not all the way dry, but it's dry enough for us to go back over our blues and get more saturated or more vivid shades of each of those. So I'm going to pick up my brush, the same brush I've been using, and I'm going to make some more of this light blue that we started with, so we can go over these light blue areas again and watch and see how much more vivid it is. All right, just mixing it up, mixing it up. Let me get some more white. All right, all right. And just like earlier, we're going to use some water to thin this paint out, because you see how thick it is? You want your paint to paint on smoothly or fluidly, so thin this bad boy out. Get some more water, twist it around into the paint, twist my brush around into it, make sure it's smoothly saturated, all that good stuff. All right, and we're gonna do another coat. So, and look at that. Look at how much more vivid that is. Isn't that lovely? Just from drying off the canvas or waiting until the background is dry. And like I said, the good thing about acrylic paint is that it does not take a long time to dry. So if you don't have a handheld dryer, or if you just don't feel like doing that, you don't have to. You can legitimately, Lord, what was that? You can legitimately wait maybe about 5-10 minutes at the most and let it dry enough to where you can just go back over top of it and get a more vivid saturation of whatever color you are working with. See, look how much brighter that is just from drying it off for a little bit. Even at the art studio, we do that as well. So yes, this month marks my 4-year anniversary of being a resident artist at a lovely art studio here in my hometown called Carolina Creative Expression. And we do that as well. I've been using the blow dryer to speed up the process when it comes to painting since high school. So, nothing new. A lot of artists do that. That's why I don't paint with oil painting. Oil paint takes a long time to dry, depending on the technique or how detailed you want your painting to be. I just like acrylic. I'm not that patient. Like things to happen when I want it to. All right, so still just going over the light blue. Go over it one more time. One more time. Try to get the edges nice and smooth. And then we won't have to go over them another time. All right. And while you're working on this, keep thinking of our lovely affirmation word of abundance, regardless of if you need abundance of joy, abundance of health, abundance of wealth, whatever you need abundance in, focus on that. Think of all those lovely things. Think of all the things you are already grateful for that you have an abundance of in your life, regardless if it's abundance of love, joy, optimism, whatever it is. Gratitude and positivity is the joy, or excuse me, is the secret to manifestation, of achieving the lovely, beautiful things that you would like to in your life. All right. So like I said, take the time, since this is going to be our last coat of this lovely blue shade, to make sure that your edges are nice and crisp. So we're going to do this guy, and then we'll be done with this light blue shade. There we go. There we go. Add a little bit more water to my brush. All right, still twisting into it. That's the technique on how I apply the paint to my brush. I call that loading the brush. So if you hear me use that term, that's what I'm referencing to. All right, and I'm really just giving extra detail or attention, making sure that my lines are nicely crisp on the sides. Voila. We're going to clean our brush off. And guess what? We're going to do the same thing with this darker blue tone as well. All right, so what I did is I used some of the base primary blue. I used some white paint and a little teeny tiny bit of red. Do not use too much red because it will turn purple. We don't want purple. We just want a nice darker blue tone. There we go. All right, all right. I'm gonna thin this down just like I did. See, look how thick that is, just because I put some white into it. So, get some water and start diluting this paint some. And I'm getting paint everywhere, but it's all good. And thank you guys. Thank you guys for all your support. I appreciate you all. You guys have been awesome. I've been so busy and so blessed. Thank you guys. And just so you know, of course, yes, all of my lovely paintings are available for purchase. And I am currently doing painting parties. So if you want to do just a traditional painting party with your friends or family, I can do that. And I also specialize in doing affirmation and positive manifestation painting parties as well. So go ahead and hit me up so you can get scheduled for that also. And if you want to support me in other ways, then just give me a like. Come on, comment, like, share, all that good stuff. It's free to do that. Show me some love. And I welcome comments. If there's any techniques or affirmations or paintings that you want to learn how to create, comment below. I do take suggestions. I've done a good amount of painting tutorials based off of what you beautiful subscribers have requested. So don't be afraid to engage with me. And check out my social media accounts as well. I do post different things on there as well. And you don't want to miss out on any of the action. All right, so I'm just going over the blue again, the same way we did with that light blue. If you touch into some of the light blue, don't worry too much about it. That's fine. I don't know why some people get so afraid of paint. It's just paint. Just paint it. Just like Bob Ross says, there's no mistake in painting, just happy accidents. Just go with it. Just keep going. If you make a mistake, like I said, it dries really fast. You can either just let it dry and paint over top of it, or just turn it into something else. Especially with something like today, we're doing an abstract piece. We're not doing a still life or a flower or a portrait or anything like that. So there's no reason to be worried or concerned of if it's absolutely perfect or anything like that. The main purpose of this painting is to bring in joy and positivity and abundance into your life, keeping your mindset on the things that you want to draw into your life instead of the things that you don't want. That is the importance of affirmations and the power of just writing. Even in scripture, it even says, write the vision, make it plain. If you want abundance, write abundance. Focus on it. Once you're writing it, it makes you think. It makes you think about it. It makes you focus on, what do I already have abundance of? What would I like an abundance of? That's the power that you have when you write about the positive things that you want into your life. Alrighty. There we go. Just going over that blue again. The same way we did with the light blue. Nothing's changed. See just how easy that is. Nothing complicated. Piece of cake, piece of pie. All of that good stuff. Alrighty, lovely. Beautiful. So we're going to do the same thing that we did down here earlier. So we're going to push that blue paint going towards the middle of each of these lovely little U or cactus shapes or teardrops, however you interpret it. But just push some of that blue paint going towards the middle. And yes, especially on these smaller ones, yes, you are going to cover up the background, but that is perfectly fine. That's why we put this over top of the background. No big deal. All right, same thing. I think I want to add some green to this. I don't know, I'm just feeling green. I think up in here, I'm going to do some green. So same thing, just push that paint towards the middle. There we go. And you know what? Instead of outlining it in the green, I'm just going to kind of throw some in the middle of each of these areas. There we go. Don't forget about this one up here. All right. So for the green, I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. And I want to do kind of like a mint green or a lighter green, especially since it's kind of dark in here. So, of course, for green, you need green. So I'm going to use the base green, and I'm going, oh no, I don't have any yellow paint, so let me grab some. I don't know why, I always run through yellow paint and white paint, always, so bear with me. Lovely, got my yellow paint. So I grabbed some green over here. Add some yellow into that. Get a little bit more yellow and some white. And let's mix that up and see what fabulous shade we get. Ooh, that's pretty, but I'm gonna add some more green into there. Some more green and some more yellow. And see, I just keep adding more green and more yellow until I get a shade that I like. That's all it is to it. No magic formula. Just play around with the colors and have fun with it. Now, you see how thick this is? We're gonna have to do the same thing we did with the blue. So go ahead and take the time to dilute your paint now so you don't have to worry about going back and doing it later. So it might take a little, whenever you use a smaller brush, because yes, it's not going to hold as much water, so I might have to dilute it a little bit more, or it might just take a little bit longer, but it's all good. And you guys, make sure you leave suggestions and comments of other affirmations that you guys will want to focus on. And, you know, you can also manifest with numbers and other things as well. We can use positive sayings or phrases. So anything positive that you would like to feature on one of our lovely paintings on Tuesdays, just let me know. Comment below. And if you like abundance, like this painting, like this video, go ahead. I'm sending all kinds of abundance and positive energy in this video. All who likes this video will receive abundance. Just trust me. All right. And I'm still, literally, I'm talking, rambling, while I am diluting this lovely green. All right, see how thick this is? Jeez. All right, that's good enough. I'm not adding any more water to that. That should be good to go. So I've got our smaller brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to do like some rough little zigzag or scratching motions in the middle of each one of these sections. So, see? I'm not trying to be perfect or anything. I'm just adding this green into the middle. If it gets into some of the blue areas, especially in these smaller ones, that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Like I mentioned before, I like how the colors blend together and all of that good stuff, so don't worry about that. All right. And see, everyone can do this. Everyone can scribble scrabble. That's literally what we're doing. Look at that. Fancy, right? And just went over them one more time. And I think I'm going to leave that alone. Now, we're going to do some outlining. We're going to use this same smaller round brush that we were using. And we're going to do some outlining with some black paint. So black is pretty similar to white paint. It's pretty opaque, so you have to dilute it a good amount, especially when you're doing something like outlining, because you want it to be real smooth, like an ink consistency. So your lines are as thin as you want them, as smooth as you want them, all that good stuff. So I'm just adding some water to my black paint, thinning it out. I want it to be like an ink consistency. However, if you turn your brush upside down and you have water dripping down your paintbrush, then that means you have way, way, way too much water on your brush. If that's the case, then you want to either wipe off the excess water or just add more paint. That way, because if your paint is too thin, then you'll have black paint literally dripping down your canvas. And you don't want to do that after you did all these lovely layers. All right, so just diluting the black. Just adding more water to it until I get it the consistency that I want. And see, this is what I mean by it takes patience. You can't rush the process. I'm going to thin that out even some more because I don't want this to be too thick. I want to be able to get a nice thinner kind of outline. There we go. I think that's nice and good. You see how I'm twisting into it? That way the paint is loaded smooth onto the brush and it's going to paint smoothly onto the canvas. So let me put this huge paint palette down. All right. And I'm going to start right here and I'm just going to outline the lighter blue shade with this black paint. And if you go into some of the blue, that's fine. If it's thicker in some areas and thinner in some areas, that is fine. This is the abstract piece. The main focus of this painting is to focus on the positive affirmation of abundance that we are creating. So, it's abstract. It's not supposed to be perfect. There's beauty in imperfection. Keep all of that in mind. So literally just outlining the light blue with this black. See? Not too fancy, nothing complicated. All we're doing is outlining it. That's all we're doing. And with the black, yeah, we're going to have to do another coat just like with everything else. Painting is all about layers. That's never going to change. The more layers you add, the more complex it looks, the fancier it will be. So we're just outlining it with the black. That's all we're doing. Fancy, right? All right, and we'll define it some more when we do our next coat over top of that area. So let's go ahead and do the same thing up here. Oh, and like I always mention, don't forget the tops and the sides. I say that a million times every single time that I paint because as you can tell, I forget my own self. So don't forget about the top and the sides of your lovely canvas as well. However, if you do forget to do the sides or the bottom of your canvas, you can use black. I've done that multiple times and it really looks really professional and it actually looks like you did it on purpose. So don't worry too much if you do forget that. And when it comes to our affirmation, so I'm not adding too much to the background because we're literally just going to write our affirmation right on here. And I'm not going to be overly particular and get out the ruler and make sure it's all level or anything like that. I'm literally just going to handwrite it or paint it right in the middle. If you don't feel comfortable just painting it out, then yes, you can use a ruler or a yardstick to hold up to it to make sure it's level and all of that beautiful stuff. Or you can actually sketch it out with a pencil or a color pencil or whatever if you would feel more comfortable painting over it that way. But I've been painting for a long time, so I just go at it. So still just outlining it. Let me step on this side because I don't want to get paint all in my lovely bracelet. All right. Just outlining the light blue area with the black. Nothing particular, not fancy, not complicated. Just outlining the blue with the black. That's legitimately what we're doing. Outlining the blue with the black. All right. So this black has dried a little bit. So honestly, I'm going to paint in here. I'm going to outline right in here with the blue and the dark blue, where the light blue and the dark blue meet, with black as well. I think that would look good. And see, when it comes to abstract painting, I just go with the flow. I didn't think this out. All I knew is that I wanted to use orange and blue. And I just went from there. That is what I love about art, is just having the true freedom to just express myself naturally, authentically, however I choose or want to. All right, see, still, I added a little bit more black paint to it, so I diluted it some. And right in here, I'm going to outline these areas with black. And we're going to do another coat with the black, just like we did with everything else. So it's real nice and crisp. Ooh, that looks pretty. All right. And I still got paint on my bracelets. It never fails. I get paint on everything. The more I try not to get paint on me, that's the more I get the paint on me. But oh well. So still right here where the light blue and that dark blue meet, we're adding black right there. I like that. Lovely. And see right here how the rest of them come to a little point, so I'm gonna switch that up. Right up in there. And make another of that light blue. There we go. Good enough. See what I mean by you can legitimately paint over top of it once it's dry? Perfect. That was all I needed to do. And I'm just going to outline this area in the black, just like with everywhere else. Where the light blue and the dark blue meet, outlined it with the black. And I'm sorry, you guys, I do hum and sing and all of those beautiful things while I paint. I don't have the best voice, so I apologize, but hey, all I can do is be myself. All right. Lovely. So we're going to do that same thing up here. And right in here, I'm going to do that line right here at the bottom with the black too. Why not? All right, let's outline these bad boys too. Piece of cake, piece of pie, nothing fancy. Still focus on your positive affirmation word of abundance. All right. Pretty. I'm actually doing good. I don't have paint everywhere like I typically do. So I will call that a success. Get some more water. A little bit more black paint. Thin that out some. So I get the consistency that I want. And I'm not going to keep doing way too much detail to all this. I'm going to do another coat, and then we're going to focus on our lovely affirmation word of abundance. So just bear with me, you guys. And painting is just so relaxing. Even me as an artist, I love to watch other painters or creators as well because it's just relaxing to watch. I have people that tell me all the time they watch me just because it's relaxing, not even because they paint. So to each his own. Whatever you enjoy, whatever works for you. But hopefully, this lovely, positive affirmation painting will fill your minds and hearts with positive energy. And you can even, of course, with affirmations and manifestation, you can even write like, I am abundant, or I am happy, or I am joy, or however you want to. A lot of the times I just like to use the word, and then I can kind of just brainstorm every time I look at it. It makes me think of different things that cause abundance or that I have to be thankful for because I have an abundance of, or all the abundance that I'm hoping for and expecting in the future. I'm calling it in by writing the word, writing the vision. All right. I'm just going to outline the black again. This won't take us long because I'm just outlining it or going over it again with another coat. I'm not going to have to be as particular. And since black is so dark, it's not like doing a light color or something like the blue where I had to be so particular when I went over it. So just twisting in my brush. I'm going to go over the black. And see, look how much faster I'm going this time. I'm just giving another coat over what I did. That's all. See? Piece of cake, piece of pie. Hope you guys are feeling good today, though. I'm feeling lovely. Hopefully you are too. Peace and positivity to all of you lovely, beautiful people. I appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And if you would like to support me in this channel and my artwork, you can definitely donate. All my information is down below. You can schedule a painting or affirmation party with me as well. Or you can paint any of, or you can purchase any of my original paintings, or you can purchase some prints and other merchandises. Merchandises? What am I talking about? You can purchase other merchandise that features my artwork as well on my website. All that information will be linked below. So, however you want to help your girl out, you're more than welcome to. But make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe as well. That is free to do, and that does help a lot. The more people like my content, the more of you lovely, beautiful souls get to see it. So make sure that you like and comment and engage with me. And I welcome suggestions, like I keep saying. If there's something that you want to manifest into your life, then tell me, and we can work on that affirmation as well. And it doesn't just have to be just one word. It could be a positive phrase or saying, a number, whatever speaks positivity to you. And I also do painting tutorials on Thursdays and Saturday as well. So if you want to learn how to paint like a certain flower or something like that, you can give me suggestions for that as well. So I don't just do affirmations. I'm an artist. I do a little bit of everything. I don't like to just fit into a box or only do one thing. That would be boring. That would take the joy out of creating. At least for me anyway. I like to have the freedom to express myself the way that I want to. Which is why I love doing abstract art, especially for something like this. with affirmations. All right, let's do up here too. Need some more water. There we go. Thin this bad boy out. La da 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 da. Lovely. All right. Just going back over it, defining the black some. Up in the last one, I went a little bit further in there, so I'm just gonna do that. There you go. Step on this side. Just going over the black one more time. That's all I'm doing. Nothing complicated. The same thing that we just did before with the black. Just touching it up with another coat, making it a little bit more saturated or more vivid. Just outlining it, defining it some more with this black. And like I said, don't worry about being perfect. There is beauty in imperfection. So just let it flow. Just let it flow. And I always describe painting or creating when it comes to tutorials. Think about it like a recipe. You don't have to follow the exact color choices or the exact shapes that I do. Like you could have did this up here with triangles or squares or circles or whatever. Think about it like a recipe. It's just like a guideline just to focus on techniques and things of that nature. So you don't have to copy me per se if you don't want to or choose to. You can make it 100% your own. All right. Just going over the black again. Like I've mentioned a million times, I'm not worried about being perfect or anything like that. Just going over it again. That's all I'm doing. Just going over it again. There I go singing, making up songs. Can't help it. It is what it is. I am who I am. All right, lovely, yay. So let's focus on our affirmation word. So I'm thinking, you know what? As I say that, nope, I changed my mind. I want to do something. So just like we did with the blue and how we pushed it towards the middle, we're going to do that with the black up here in the areas where that dark blue is. So I'm just pushing that black paint towards the middle. Yep, I like that. Good choice, Kiki. Lovely. Same thing with all of these little areas. All right. And I don't think I'm going to do it to the lighter blue areas. I think I like it just right here where it's the dark shade is. Ooh, I like that. I'm glad I made that choice. Lovely. All right, same thing here too. Just pull some of that black out towards the middle. And see, since we're using a smaller brush, we're getting smaller strokes, so it's not going as far into the middle, so it's not covering up all of that blue or that green that we put down prior. And just push that black paint going towards the middle. And I think, because I don't want the colors to compete or whatever, I kind of like just the blue and the orange and the green. So for the affirmation, I'll probably write it in white. And originally I was like, no, I don't want to do white because I did the affirmation word of success last week in white, but it's going to look good against the color, so why not? There we go. Just pushing that black paint towards the middle. That's all we're doing. That's it. And this last one right here. There we go. On both sides of that. All right, and I'm going to use the same brush, but I'm going to clean it off a good amount, especially since we're going to be using white paint. And I'm going to take the white paint and legitimately pull it over here, so when I thin it out, I don't have all those other colors in there. So just like I mentioned, you got to thin it out. White paint is so thick. Just add water to it till you get the consistency that you would like. And we're writing our word with this, so you do want it to be fairly thin, like an ink consistency. That way you can just go ahead and write it. You don't have to keep stopping and adding more water and all of that. So just go ahead and take the time to dilute your paint with some water. And I'm still gonna add some more. All right. Thin it out even a little bit more, believe it or not. And I think I'm gonna write this in cursive. And see, I'm twisting into it so it's nicely smooth. And put this lovely paint palette down. And we are going to write our lovely affirmation of abundance. And like I said, if you don't feel comfortable freehanding it, you can use like a yardstick or a ruler or something like this to make sure that it's level, and then go over top of that. Actually, I think I might do that. Since I've already got it up here, then I can show you guys what I mean anyway. And I said I was going to do it in cursive, but I'm not. Perfect. See, it's nice and level. And of course, yes, we're going to go over that with another coat of this white. And we're going to refine it as well. So add a little bit of detail to it, just a little bit of fanciness. And I'm going to add some accents of black around the abundance affirmation as well. I'm not going to outline the whole thing. I'm just going to add touches or hints of it. And don't worry about making it perfect. The most important thing is just the positive energy from creating this lovely affirmation. Focus on that. Focus on what abundance means to you. Focus on the things that you already have an abundance of in your life. Focus on the things that you want abundance of. Don't focus on the fact that you don't have them. Think about it in an optimistic sense as though that abundance is coming into you in those areas. Or think of ways in which that you can achieve abundance in those areas. Positive vibes only. Keep your thoughts nice and positive. As a man thinketh, so is he. What you dwell upon is what you are bringing into your life. All right. Look how pretty. So we have our lovely abundance affirmation. Now, we're going to do some highlights of white to these lovely areas. So since we didn't do any detail right in here with this light blue, I'm going to use the same brush and I'm just kind of going around and adding some accents of white. I'm not outlining the whole entire thing. I'm just adding some nice little strokes of white around those areas. See? Not complicated. Didn't take a long time. I'm purposely making sure it's not the same all the way around. Some of these little accents are longer, shorter, all of that stuff. All right. Right in here where we did that little scribbling technique with the green, we're going to do that with the white also. So I'm not going to do it as heavy though. See, just add some of that white. There we go. Here also. Don't forget about up in here. See, I'm not thinking about it too much. I'm literally just adding accents of white. I'm just going with it. I'm not trying to think it out or formulate it or anything like that. Now, I'm going to switch to a smaller brush or a really thin brush, a liner brush. There we go. Found the one I wanted. So, liner brush, a nice thin brush. I'm still using the white. We're going to add some highlights to the black areas as well with the white. But since this line is smaller or thinner because we used a smaller brush, we're going to do our accents with a smaller brush. And the same thing. Not going to outline the whole entire thing. We're just adding accents of the white, which I think looks good since we did our word in white. And since we've got a good amount of black on here, we'll add some black. You know what? I said I wasn't going to outline this whole thing in black, but who am I kidding? Yeah, I definitely am. But it shouldn't take too long. Use the same little liner brush while I've got it in my hands. Just adding accents. I'm going to do up in here too. It's amazing what just adding shadows of black and highlights of white will do to pull a picture together. It's almost like magic. the final little finishing touches, finishing details. You can change the whole composition, look and feel of the painting. Artistic magic. We're creating magic anyway by using this lovely affirmation anyway. And see, I'm being very random. Not outline, purposely leaving spaces, not outlining the whole entire thing. Don't forget down here, because we did do a line down there with the black. Up here, we're getting down to the finishing line, you guys. See, I didn't hold your attention too long today. Maybe about another 10 minutes at the most. Might not even take that long. Still just adding little accents of the white. Don't forget the top and the sides and all that lovely stuff. And do this one. Don't forget to do some accents in this little area too. Pretty, I like that. All right, clean this brush off so we can go into our black. Don't want any white paint on our brush because we don't want to turn it gray. We want black paint. I'm going to make sure it's nicely diluted since this is such a thin brush. That way I know the lines are going to be nice and thin. See, still same technique. Twisting into it. Getting down to the finish line. This is literally the last step. I might touch up the word one more time, but then that's it. All right. So I'm just going to carefully outline it with this thin brush. And a lot of times people at the art studio, if they don't feel comfortable just doing it with this thin brush, you can use a Sharpie as well. That's not cheating if you want to do it that way. You're more than welcome to create any way you would like to. So whichever way makes you happy. And I'm not going to go over this black with another coat. I'm literally just doing it so the lettering stands out more. Thinning out the paint some more. I don't want it to be too thick because I want to be able to just get a nice kind of thin outline. There we go. Focusing on abundance. Focusing on positivity and joy. All those beautiful things. All positivity, all positive vibes. Oh yeah, I'm glad I did outline it. I like that better. Stay on this side for a little while. Just outlining it with the coat of black. I'm not going to go over this black again. So make sure you get it the way you want to now, or you're more than welcome to do another coat over yours if you would like to, but I'm not doing that. And you guys comment below, let me know which affirmations you chose if you did not choose to do the same one as me. Share you guys' ideas and creativity with me. Everyone who watched this tutorial to the end is going to be blessed with so much abundance and positivity. All positive vibes. That's what we're creating with this lovely affirmation. Peace and positivity, joy, happiness, success, abundance, health, wealth, All of those good things come to mind when I think of abundance. Most importantly, you want to have an abundance of joy. Joy brings in all kinds of wonderful things into your life. Find stuff that makes you joyful, makes you happy. All right. Sorry if my afro's in the way. Big care, don't care. I love it though. All right. I'm just outlining it and defining, goodness, I'm stumbling all over my words. What is that about? Defining the letters of abundance with our black outline. Yeah, that looks really good, especially how we outlined everything with the black. I'm happy with this. It's looking beautiful. Pretty, pretty. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And you guys, show me your variation or your recreation of this lovely affirmation painting with me on my social media. Thank you guys so much. I love seeing them. I really appreciate it. You guys have been so supportive. I love y'all. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Make sure if you love this painting and my content, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. You don't want to miss any of my lovely painting tutorials. And like I mentioned earlier, yes, I do affirmation paintings every single Tuesday. So Tuesdays all focused on positivity and joy and bringing in good things. Leave me comments on affirmations or positive sayings that you would like to manifest with our Tuesday affirmation paintings. And you guys, I can't say it enough. Thank you guys for all y'all support. I appreciate you all. Please, if you would like to support me, you can definitely donate to me and to my channel. You could schedule a painting party with me. They're a lot of fun, I promise. You can also purchase any of my original artwork or some prints and things of that nature on my website. Again, all of that information is down below. I appreciate you guys in advance. Thank you. All right, let me stop rambling and then we would probably be done. I keep talking. I can't help it. I love to talk. That's why this is the perfect thing for me. Don't worry about it being perfect. There is beauty in imperfection. As long as it looks pretty at the end, who cares if it's perfect? I don't know. I don't know why I just had the thought, but I'm thinking about maybe doing some mandalas or something like that. Maybe Thursday, that's what I'll do. Yeah, I think I'm pretty convinced since that idea just randomly sparked. Why not do a mandala on Thursday? We'll do some mandala paintings. If you guys have any requests for any painting tutorials, comment below, let me know. All right. Look how lovely this abundance is looking. Bringing in abundance in our life. Miracles and miraculous ways to be abundant in each and every area of our life. Beautiful. All right, all right. I'm so happy with this. This is looking so good. And it just puts me in a happy state of mind. Just even seeing the word abundance just makes me feel good. And because the black gives so much contrast against the white, I'm not even going to go over the white areas again. We're just going to leave it like that. And we're done. That's it. That's all we had to do today. Look at our lovely affirmation that we created. All right, you lovely, beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoy this lovely affirmation that we are manifesting of abundance. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you guys Thursday for another painting tutorial. I'm pretty sure that I'm convinced that I'm going to do some mandalas. So if you're interested in painting mandalas with me, then return. All right, thank you guys. I love you. I appreciate you all. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Be blessed and have a great day. See you all later. Bye.